Hi, I'm Sunny. I'm a certified personal trainer, and I'm here to help you build muscle and strength in a smart, sustainable way. I'm going to be taking you through a workout that incorporates some of my favorite foundational exercises. In the first circuit, we'll be focused on core, and in the second, we'll be focused on lower body. It's very important that we establish a strong foundation and work on the basics if you want to train long-term and avoid pain and injury. So let's get started with a good warm-up. All right, so we're gonna get started with some cat-cows, and this is great for spine mobility. So I want you to come down onto the mat, and you're gonna stack your shoulder with the wrist in this tabletop position. We're gonna start by plugging the shoulders down away from the ears, and this really locks the shoulders into place and keeps the lower back stable. So we're gonna start by tucking the pelvis in, and then move, pushing the shoulder blades apart and tucking the chin from here. Now, I like to do these really slow and controlled, really connecting to each point. So from here, we're gonna just lift the head up. Once that comes to your full range of motion, you're gonna stop, and then you're gonna squeeze your shoulder blades together and dip the lower back in extension. We're gonna repeat this real slow, starting with a tuck of the tailbone. Then once that reaches the end range, you're gonna push your shoulders apart and tuck the chin from here, taking nice deep breaths as you go. Head up, shoulder blades squeeze together, and then we're moving into the lower back. One more time, and as you go with this, you should start to really loosen up, connecting to each point, push the shoulder blades apart, tuck the chin, just lifting the head up and head alone. Coming to the end range, squeeze the shoulder blades together, coming down to the lower back, finishing in extension. Nice and slow movements with those. Moving on, we're gonna do some bird dogs. Another great one to kind of wake up the core, and also great for the hips as well. You're gonna plug your shoulders down here. We're gonna start with a neutral spine. So that means we're not flexed, we're not extended, we're right in the middle. Take a deep breath in, and you're gonna slowly extend left arm, right leg. And I want you to make sure your back toe is facing straight down and we're not externally rotated. Nice and controlled. And you're gonna try to drop the hand and the knee at the same time and switch to the other side. Paying attention that we're not flaring the ribs here and getting into the lower back. You want your ribs tucked in. We wanna find some semblance of core here. Deep breath in and reach. And notice I'm going real slow and I'm really connecting to the movement. That's very important to get the full benefit. And exhale here. Deep breath in. We're gonna reach, extend through the fingertips and the toes. And exhale. We're gonna do one more. Neutral spine and reach. Plugging the shoulder down and coming back to center. Perfect. Now coming up onto this knee, we're down on one knee and in a 90-degree with the front leg. We're gonna do a hip flexor stretch. Now, so often I see people come a little too long with this. You're gonna just simply lift the chest here and then tuck the pelvis in. Now, when we tuck, we're getting a stretch right in that hip flexor, so we don't need to go too long with this stretch. And now I want you to take your open hand. You're gonna give me a deep breath in. Hold and brace the core at the top, and exhale as you come down. As you continuously tuck, feeling that hip flexor stretch as you reach up, and exhale as you come down. So I want you to try to avoid bending back too much here and extending. We're really just focused on locking the ribs in. And exhale. Let's do one more. Big reach overhead, deep breath, and exhale. Switching sides. Now this is so important. If you experience low back tension, stretching out the hips is crucial. So we're gonna do the other side here, getting that 90-degree in the front. Nice knee down, lift the chest here, and then belt buckle to the chin as you keep the chest lifted. Now you're gonna go on the open side on the left. We're gonna take a deep breath in, brace the core, and I like to kind of put one hand on my rib cage and make sure I'm nice and tucked in, and exhale. Inhale, coming up. Reach overhead, tuck your ribs in, feel that stretch in the hip flexor, and exhale. As we come down, we're gonna do two more. Deep breath in, raise, exhale, good. Last one. We're gonna reach up, connect to the shoulder blade as well. Make sure we're not overreaching. Keep that shoulder plug down. And exhale. Perfect. Last little stretch here. We're just gonna do some shoulder rolls. These are so simple, but so often overlooked. So we're gonna get nice and tall, and you just want your shoulder blades moving here. So we're gonna start in this tall position, and you're just gonna bring your shoulder blades forward, and you're gonna bring your shoulders up by the ears, back like you're squeezing an orange in the shoulder blades, and then down. Just feeling the shoulder blades moving around the rib cage. We so often spend our days just locked into the same position, so we wanna make sure we're nice and controlled here. Coming forward and up, back and down, and let's go the other way. Big circles, deep breaths. Good, we're gonna do one more, back, up, down, and rest. All right, we're ready to start the first circuit, our core circuit. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna get started with one of my favorite core exercises, the dead bug. And I see this so often done too quickly, so I really want you to focus on going nice and slow and prioritizing the core tension. So you're gonna come down onto the mat, and we're gonna start off with the feet planted. You're gonna get your arms straight out in front of you. And from here, I want you to start by tucking the pelvis. So what I mean by that is another cue I like, bring the belt buckle to the chin and close the gap between your back and the ground. You'll notice when you do that, you'll feel that core engage. Now that we have that core tension, I want you to lift one leg up at a time, and you're gonna keep your knee stacked with your hip. I have my core tension. I'm ready to move in this position. I'm gonna slowly extend my right arm, left leg. I just want you to come out just a little bit, nice and slowly, and then back to center. So you notice that I'm not extending my leg too low to the ground. It's very important that we ease into that. So keeping that tuck, taking a nice deep breath, and follow my repetitions here. Inhale, coming out slowly as you bring your belly button down towards the spine, and exhale, other side. Deep breath in, extend, and exhale. Making sure your knee doesn't come too far back. We want to keep that nice stacked position here, and exhale. Other side, slowly coming out, tucking the ribs in, flat back, exhale. If you're finding this is getting into your back, just dial back the leg a little bit. What I mean by that is you can come out just a touch. You don't have to extend it the whole way. We've got a couple more here. Inhale, coming out. Get that core shaking if you can. Exhale, two more. Inhale, brace, exhale, brace, exhale. Perfect, feet down. We're gonna go right into a dynamic plank here, not much rest. So I want you flipping it over. You're gonna get onto the elbows here, shoulders stacked with the elbow. I'm a big fan of plank starting out on the knees. So in this circuit, we're gonna start on the knees. We'll develop it as we go. Starting out, you're gonna, again, do what we just did, tuck the pelvis. And when you do that, I want you to also pull your elbows down towards your knees. So almost like you wanna slide your elbows down, and you're keeping that core tension. Now I'm able to get my core shaking here. So keep that tension as you go and keep pulling as best you can. We're gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna back off of it for a little break. Deep breaths here, and then reset. Start out, shoulders stacked. Push the shoulder blades away from each other. Tuck the pelvis. Pull your elbows down towards your knees, and I want you to squeeze your butt. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. Starting to feel it a lot more now as the reps go on. Let's do one more. Doing great. Keep that tuck, keep it nice and strong. Pull harder than you think, tuck harder than you think. Squeeze those glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. Awesome. Moving on, we're gonna do some shoulder taps. So in this position, I like to set my shoulder blades up first. You're gonna get the shoulders down away from the ears, push the ground away from you so we don't collapse. Then you're gonna take one step back and another step back. Notice I'm nice and wide with the feet. I'm not too close together. I need this foundation for my shoulder taps because I don't want to rotate. This is an anti-rotation core movement. So as I take a deep breath in, I'm gonna tuck my pelvis. I'm not gonna let it go into an extension, and I'm gonna tap one shoulder. Exhale, other side. Inhale, brace, exhale. I'm trying to avoid rotating the hips. Inhale, brace that core. Exhale, and keep tucking just like you did on those planks and dead bugs. Inhale, brace, exhale. We're gonna do 3 more. Strong core, exhale, and 2, pushing the ground away from you. Last 1, brace, and exhale. Excellent job. Really starting to sweat now. You should feel like something. Now, we're gonna take a weight. If you don't have a dumbbell, you can use anything, any weighted item at home, laundry detergent, milk jugs, soup cans, whatever. This is another anti-rotation core movement. So we're gonna start out in this position. These are some bird dog rows. So we're gonna set up our bird dog, the same side that the weight's on, that knee stays planted, and we're gonna lift the opposite leg. I'm nice and engaged in my glute. I'm nice and stacked, hip to knee. I'm gonna lock in my shoulder. I'm gonna take a deep breath in, and I'm gonna row. I stop my elbow at the side of the rib cage, and then I'm gonna tap the dumbbell down. So as I bring this weight up and down, the challenge is not to rotate the hips. So imagine a ball on your back. Don't let that ball roll off. I want to get these repetitions in. That was 3. Here's 4, and down. Shoulder plug down and row. Excellent job. And keep that glute tension on the whole time, pushing away from the ground. We got about 5 more here. Deep breaths as you go. Inhale. Brace, exhale, 2. Good, rows, strong glutes, last row, coming up, and exhale, perfect. We're gonna switch sides now. Other side, so remember that setup. We want the shoulders down, we wanna push away from the ground, same knee. We're gonna lift the opposite side, deep breath in, strong row, and you might feel a difference between one side and the other. And that's why we're doing this. We're working on unilateral core strength here, making sure that back toe is facing straight down, tucking the ribs in. Fantastic. Focus on the breathing. Inhale, hold, exhale. You're doing great. We're almost done with this circuit. Just get these reps in. Good job. Give me 4 more. Strong pull. Nice work. Deep breaths. And exhale, we got 2, stopping the elbow at the rib cage. Last pull, strong pull, core tension, and rest. Fantastic. I don't know about you, I'm already sweating. So that's what I love about these basic movements. We should be able to feel them. Now, it's different if you're not feeling the dead bugs, that can take time. But like I said, I encourage you with all these movements to prioritize the core tension before you even move the limbs. So a rest is important. If you need more rest, just pause and then hop back into it. But we're gonna continue the circuit. We're gonna go back to the first exercise. I'm adding a little bit of variation. So here we go, back to the dead bug. Optional to use the weight, okay? We're gonna start out in a dead bug and we're gonna move into a hollow body hold. So I like to think of this as an advanced dead bug. So we're starting out in the dead bug position. Deep breath in. Remember, we're gonna tuck the pelvis. Find that core tension. I'm gonna actively squeeze my legs together and I'm gonna extend my legs out as I bring the weight back. My core is shaking here because I'm flattening my back against the ground and I'm lifting my head up. I'm gonna hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, coming back. Prioritize that core tension. We tuck. Find that core. We're coming out. I'm squeezing my legs together. Don't let that tension go. It's a constant effort. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. A little bit harder with these variations here. So remember, you can always stick to those dead bugs. Good. Building core strength takes time. Tuck that pelvis. 3, 2, one, and exhale. Fantastic job. Switching to our planks here. So with the planks, if you feel comfortable straightening the legs, that's what we're gonna do now. You wanna stay on the knees, awesome. All I care about is that we have that core tension and we stay out of the lower back. That's it. So starting out, shoulder stack with the elbow. We're gonna get that tuck. First, you're gonna pull your elbows down, get that core shaking, and I'm gonna slowly start to straighten my legs out. So I have my core tension before I even straighten my legs, and I'm gonna pull, deep breath, really finding that core in 3, 2, 1, and down. So we're doing short spurts of tension. That's what we're focused on. So dynamic, meaning I'm pulling my elbows down. Let's do that again. Coming up, tuck the pelvis, deep breath in. Slowly straighten the legs here. Squeeze the glutes. Strong core. 3, 2, 1, and coming down. Fantastic. All right, we're moving on to our shoulder taps. So in this position, again, set the shoulder blades up, shoulders down away from the ears, push away from the ground, one step back and the other. Remember that anti-rotation. Nice deep breath in. We're gonna lift one arm up and down, focusing on not rotating the hips as best you can. Making sure the shoulders don't collapse here is difficult, but trying to keep the shoulder blades engaged, keep them nice and strong. We're gonna do 4 more. So notice we're not going crazy high with the repetitions because I want maximum effort in this short span of time. Last tap. Fantastic. Whew. All right. Bird dog rows. One more. Here we go. You can do it. Shoulders down. Push away from the ground. Remember, same knee, same side. We keep that planted. Lift the opposite leg. Make sure you have that core tension. Now we're rowing. Nice and controlled. Really paying attention to the ribs. Tuck those ribs in. Lock those shoulders down. Going a little faster here. The idea is we want to feel it more as the reps go. 4 more repetitions. Strong pull. Good. Yes. 2. Last strong pull. Fantastic job. We're going to switch sides here. Coming onto all 4s, shoulders down, pushing away from the ground, lifting the opposite leg, tuck the pelvis. Give me those rows, nice and slow. Active glutes, deep breaths. Strong core tension here, pushing away from the ground. Remember that elbow stops just at the side of the rib cage. I don't want you to over pull. Give me 5 more. Doing so good. Keep that tension, keep that effort. Good. Last rep. And rest. Nice rest here, everybody. We do have one more set. Take a break. The last set, I like to say, is the most important. So it's the hardest set. Our body's tired with these movements. So it's crucial we keep that focus. We don't lose that focus, okay? So last set, let's go right into it. Same movements, starting with our hollow body hold. Here we go. You got it. Dumbbell out. Tuck the pelvis. Prioritize that core tension. Feet together. Deep breath in. Right into it, everybody. Core tension. Build that strong foundation. Deep breath in. I'm lifting my head as I come out. Belly button close to the spine. Flat back. Good. Going a little faster on this round, but you do not have to match my pace. Go with your own pace here. Remember, most important, find that core tension. 2 more. Fantastic. Last one. Deep breath in, coming out. All right. Moving on. We got our planks on the shoulders, stacked with the elbows. Tuck the pelvis in. We're going to go right into it. Find that core tension, straighten the legs, and hold. I'm not resting here. I'm pulling my elbows down towards my feet, making it dynamic. 5, 4, 3, tuck, 2, 1, exhale. Ooh, we're gonna do one more. Good job. Coming up, these are not easy. Tuck that pelvis, deep breath in. Find that shaking core, slowly straighten the legs and hold. Keep pulling, stay on the balls of the feet here. 3, 2, 1, and dropping down. Nice job. Right into the next movement. We just got 2 more, you got this. Finding that nice stacked position, push the shoulder blades apart, wide foot position, deep breath in. Let's get these taps a little faster. Inhale, exhale, brace, exhale. Try not to rotate those hips. Now, if you have wrist tension in this position, you can use a table, you can use an elevated surface. But don't fight through wrist tension here. Good job. Give me 4 more. Maximum core tension. 3, 2, 1. Yes. All right. Bird, dog, rows. Final exercise. Final core exercise. Let's get those shoulders plugged down. Push away from the ground. We're establishing the strong bird dog. So find that stability first. And let's get our rows. 1. Tap and row. 2. Good. 3. Strong pulls, finding the shoulder blades, tucking the ribs in. Good effort. Give me 4 more strong pulls. We're getting to 10. Yes. Good. Last 2. Core tension. Last strong pull. And drop that weight down, switching sides. Let's get that other side. Make sure we're nice and evened out. Shoulders down. Push away. Back foot extended. Tuck and row. Good. So notice on the 3rd set, I'm using a little bit more speed, but I don't want to sacrifice that control. So that's why it's fun to play around with. But as I always say, prioritize that core tension and that stability. Give me 4 more reps. Good. Up, down. Last pull here. Core tension and rest. Fantastic work, everybody. The first circuit down. That is a great example of some of my favorite foundational core movements. It's time for our lower body circuit. We're gonna get started with split squats. And I'm gonna start off the split squats body weight, and then we can always add weight as we go, and that's optional. So starting out, I like to start with 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and we're gonna start from the bottom. This is gonna help us establish tension and make sure we're not wobbling around as we come down. So we're starting out here roughly 90 degrees in front, 90 degrees in back. You're gonna lift that chest on the ball of the foot in the back. You're gonna give me a slight forward lean here, hands together, and come up from that position. So this is roughly where you're going to be now. Keeping tension on the shoulder blades with that slight forward lean, that helps you stay out of the lower back as you come down. So keep those ribs tucked in. Coming down, we're gonna take these nice and slow to start and count our repetitions. So folding that back knee, try to lightly graze that back knee on the ground and come right back up from there. If the knee's not coming down on the ground all the way, that's totally fine. Just work with your own range of motion. So that's 2 and 3. I'm going real slow coming down. I'm controlling that negative. I wanna make sure I'm not off balance here and I'm getting the most out of these movements. Good. Drop. Give me about 4 more here, nice and controlled. Making sure your front heel is planted. Now, so often I see the heel coming up. Make sure you're pushing through that heel. Give me 1 more. Nice job. Straightening out that leg. We're gonna switch sides here. Other side. Right foot forward, left foot back. Remember, start from the bottom. So I'm working the front leg mainly. That's where most of the weight is, but this back leg is assisting. So coming up from here, slight forward lean. Get into that set position, perfect. Nice deep breath. Remember those dead bugs. Brace that core as you come down. Come down, fold the back knee, and up from here. Slight forward lean to stay out of my lower back. That's crucial. Coming down. And as I always say with unilateral work, you might feel a difference in one side versus the other. Just good to pay attention to. Holding the back knee, coming up from here, nice and slow negative. So if you want stronger squats, these are excellent. If squats with 2 feet planted get into your lower back, these are an excellent option as well. Give me 2 more. Nice slow negative here. Exhale as you come up. Brace that core as you come down. And up from here. Awesome. All right, we're gonna get into the hamstrings and the glutes a little bit here. We're doing marches. We're gonna start out in the bridge position and remembering the dead bugs, right? We're gonna tuck the pelvis in so there's not that gap between the back and the ground, and you're gonna lift your hips up. Now, I want you to establish glute tension here. Maybe you feel a little in the hamstrings, that's great. You can always reposition the feet to find your glutes and your hamstrings. The farther away, the more hamstrings, the closer, the more glutes, but we don't want to get into the quads. So this is a good position for me, and I'm gonna start with my feet close together. I'm gonna tuck my ribs in, nice and grounded with the elbows, though I'm not really assisting with the elbows. I'm gonna lift one leg up and down. Finding my right glute now, squeezing my glute, lifting the left leg up. Real slow at first. I'm trying to keep my hips nice and stable with my glute tension and core tension. That is the goal here. Tucking the ribs in. If you feel this in the back, you can always come down and reset that pelvic tuck. Excellent job. We're gonna do 4 more. Lift, exhale, inhale, lift, squeeze the glutes, exhale. Good work. Tucking those ribs in. Last lift and down. Awesome. All right, flipping it over. We're gonna do some kickbacks. Now, you can do this on the knees or off the knees. I'm gonna do the variation off the knees. You find what's working for your body. So in this position, shoulders down, push away from the ground. We're gonna elevate the knees just slightly. I'm gonna tuck my ribs in as I kick one leg back and the other. Now, so often I see these kickbacks done with too much of an extension in the lower back. What I just did was wrong. So we wanna keep those ribs tucked in, and therefore it should go right into my glute. This is definitely core as well here, everyone. So keep it up. Deep breaths, give me 4. Remember, you can always do this on the knees to start. Last 2, last 1. Oh yeah, those always get me. All right, grabbing a weight or weighted item at home. We're gonna get into some RDLs. This is such a crucial one to develop hamstring strength. So we're gonna start left foot in front, and you're gonna sneak the right foot back just a touch and remain on the ball of the foot. The weight, I want it to be on the same side that the leg is, static out in front of you. Deep breath in, slight bend in the knee, and we're hinging. So hinging, everyone, means we are bending at the hips, and we're trying to push the hips back so far that we find those hamstrings. We want to find the left hamstring in this case. I'm stopping the dumbbell just below the knee and coming up from here. Try not to let the spine go into flexion. So lift that chest towards the wall, hips back and up. Nice and slow. Once again. Hinging is something that can take time for some people. So just make sure you're going nice and slow. Remember, this is more about bending at the hips rather than flexing at the knee. 2 more reps. Really trying to find that front leg, that hamstring. Last 1. Lift that chest. Pause. Big squeeze at the top. Switch sides. All right, on the right side. Sneak that left foot back on the ball of the foot. Lift that chest. Slight bend in the knee. Now that knee doesn't bend anymore. The only thing that bends are the hips. We're hinging. I'm keeping the weight close to the body. I'm not pulling it back. Up nice and tall. I'm actively squeezing my glutes at the top. So as I come up, squeeze. Nice and powerful lift. Slow negative. Squeeze. Really finding that hamstring. It'll feel like a stretch here, but with that knee bent, we're actually strengthening that hamstring. Down. Big squeeze. Give me 2 more. Good. Trying to stay out of the back by bracing that core as well. Last rep. And rest. Done with that circuit. That was 1 round. Fantastic job. You're doing awesome. We're gonna go right back into it. Remember, you can pause, take more of a rest, and hop back. We're gonna start back on with our split squats. I'm gonna add some weight. This is totally optional. So if you want to get a little spicier, great. If you're at a good level of spice, keep it body weight. All right, so with this, we're gonna start once again from the ground. You're gonna hold the weight on the opposite side. This is gonna give you a little core tension to work with. Starting out, slight forward lean on the ball of the foot in the back. Let's get this round 2 in 3, 2, 1, coming up and slow coming down. Now we're gonna speed it up a little bit more without sacrificing that form. Good. Inhale, brace, exhale, you got it. Nice and grounded on that front foot. I'm actually spreading my toes inside my shoe on my right foot. Good. Exhale, coming up, you got it. Definitely feeling this in the quads. This is a good one for those quads. Good job. Let's do one more on this side, coming down and switch it up. Switching the weight. Open side. We're gonna go from the left side now. Nice and tall, 90 degree in front, 90 in the back. Slight forward lean. Coming up. We have our position. Deep breath in, down, and up. Remember, don't have to tap the knee. Try for that range of motion. If it's not happening, don't worry about it. Most importantly, we're getting into that front leg. We're staying out of the kneecap by pushing through the front heel. Fantastic. Now I feel this side a little bit more. So like I said, you'll feel a difference. Give me 2 more here. Breathing, last one. Yes, drop that weight. It's time for our marches, coming down onto the mat. Now I love this little circuit because we just kind of got into the quads. Now we're giving the quads a little break, getting into those hamstrings and glutes, back of the body. Walk those feet away from the glutes a little bit, tuck the pelvis, lift those hips, and try to cross your arms here to cancel out your help from the elbows. Coming up and down, find that glute tension. If that's way too wobbly, bring those elbows down. Good. Yes, brace that core. So I'm actually finding my glute on one side before I lift the other leg up. I have to really start with intention here or it's gonna wobble around. Give me 3 more. 2, and a nice soft drop with that leg. Last one, soft drop, hips down, flipping it right over. Tabletop position, shoulders down, push away from the ground. Optional to lift those knees up, tuck, and we're going. I do fast kicks, but make sure we're out of that lower back. Nice control here. And as I mentioned before with shoulder taps, you can do this on an elevated surface if this is too much for the wrists. 3, 2, 1, kick back. Fantastic job. All right, let's get our RDLs. We're not done yet. Almost at that rest. Starting on the left side, nice and tall, weight at the side of the body. Get that right foot back on the ball of the foot. Lift that chest, deep breath, and we're going into our hinge. Hips back, big squeeze at the top. Going a little faster, but keeping that control. Inhale, brace, hips way back. Good. I often like to use the analogy of closing a car door behind you if you're holding groceries. We've all done it. That's kind of the position I want you to get into. 3 more reps. Squeeze at the top. Yes, last one, hips back. Up tall, switching sides. Over on the right, sneak that left foot back. We're gonna start with a slight bend, lift that chest. Let's get into that hamstring one more time. Good. Big squeeze at the top here. I'm keeping my shoulder plugged down. I'm not letting it come off the rib cage there. So nice and locked in. Hips back. Good. Maybe about 4. Squeeze. 2. And up. Last rep here. Fantastic job. Break time. Little rest We do have one more, and I know that extra one, you're like, what? But it's the most important. We're gonna get it in. We're gonna do it a little bit faster tempo. So like I said, if you need more rest, take it. Otherwise, we're hopping right back into it. Let's get our split squats. Here we go. Last circuit, everybody. You got it. Right foot forward, left foot back. Weight on the open side. I'm gonna start out here. Start from the ground, tuck and lift. Let's count our reps and go. That's 1. Down with control. 2, we're getting to 10 here. Exhale, 3, 4, good. 5, nice and plugged in shoulders. 6, weight in the front leg. 7, almost there. 8, I'm feeling those quads burning on this third set. 9, last rep here. 10, oh yeah. Other side, not resting. Starting in this 90-90, slight forward lean. Let's come up from here. We have that stability. 10 on this side, here we go. 1, down with control. 2, notice I'm getting that power coming up. That's important, so it's a slower negative. That's 6, down. 7, bend that back knee. 8, 2 more reps here. 9, nice and strong. That's 10. All right, onto the back. I'm actually gonna use this weight now. Optional to bring this weight out in front of you now for a little extra tension. You're gonna get your bridge position, flat back, hips up, and let's get our marches. Nice control here. Keep those hips stable. That's the goal. You gotta really squeeze those glutes. Good. Doing so good, everyone. Keep it up. Find that tension. 2 more. Last one coming up. Yes. All right, you know what time it is. We're flipping it over. We're almost there, I promise. Shoulders stacked with the wrist. Tabletop, tuck. Knees up. Let's go. Kick back. Strong kickbacks. Don't let that back go into extension here. Good. Another way to help yourself out, putting a block or a phone on the back. That'll tell you if you're rotating the hips. Give me 3, 2, 1. Woo. Okay, we got one more. RDLs. Let's do this, nice and strong. Right side to start with. On the ball of the foot in the back, lift that chest, shoulders back, slight bend in the knee, and here we go. We're getting 10 on this side. Squeeze. Nice control. 2, hips back, up tall. 3, active glutes at the top. 4, close that car door behind you. Brace that core. 6, 7, 8, 2 more. 9, last one, hips back, up tall. 10, switching sides, final RDL. Left foot forward, right foot back, lift that chest, shoulders down. Here we go. Last exercise of the class, everybody, so keep that focus. Big squeeze at the top. You can do it. Hips back, up tall. Now you can absolutely do this just with body weight as well. Hips back. Good. Give me 5 more here. Big squeeze at the top. 3. Exhale. 2. Exhale. Last rep. Hips back, up tall, and rest. We made it. Good work. Good job. That was a hard circuit. I'm sweating like crazy. Fantastic job with that lower body routine.